Hare Krishna devotees, welcome to the Prem Bhakti Chandrika series. Today we are going to see the 40th verse of Prem Bhakti Chandrika. The theme of this verse is mind your meditation. So the verse goes like this. आन कथा आन व्यथा नाही जनो जाई तथा तोमार चरण स्मृति साजे अविरत अविकल तुया गुण कल कल गाई जेनो सतेर समाजे. So you'll understand the meaning and then we will elaborate it. So, Anakatha Anavyatha, any other topic other than Krishna is just a trouble for the mind. Anavyatha, it's just another form of trouble or misery. Nahi jano jai tatha, make sure that my mind doesn't go to topics other than Krishna. Tomara charana smriti saje, how is it possible? By meditating on lotus feet of Krishna. Avirata avikala, tuya guna kala kala. Let me sing your glories, your qualities, which are so beautiful. Kala kalam is beautiful, madhur, sweet. Avirata avikala, continuously. Avikala means without deviation or distraction. Gaijana Satera Samaje. Let me sing them in the association of devotees. So let's understand it more deeply. So actually, our mind always wants some object as its for meditation. So the funny thing is, the mind is compared to wax, which melts in contact with certain objects. It reacts and melts for whatever object comes in mind. If the mind melts by seeing that object with emotions like fear or attraction or hatred or any kind of, there is range of feelings. So any feeling comes in regards to material object, material sense gratification, the mind melts, and just like a wax melts, then you can put it in a mold and then it takes that shape. Similarly, when our mind melts for any material object for with particular emotion, then mind takes that shape of that object. Or the modern example could be given that of the old day cameras. The camera film, if it is exposed to light, the light will react with it and a picture impression is formed. The negative is formed, then you develop it into positive and you see exactly how what image is captured, and then that particular film is used up with that particular picture. So similarly, whatever objects we meditate upon, if we meditate on something filthy and we have certain emotion for it, and then the mind takes the form of that filthy object. Can you believe that? So our job is, our job of our intelligence is not to allow that mind to melt for any material object or to react with any material object. It doesn't matter what happened in the past, we have to forget it altogether, whether past trauma or whatever happened. It's our duty, our responsibility to constructively and intelligently and smartly take the mind away from that matter, telling the mind we have nothing to do with it. I mean, it's not worth looking at it. Whatever works, like we have to work out our own formula to control the mind and not allow it to melt for material emotions, with emotions for material objects. um, Otherwise, Krishna says, Dhayato Vishan Punsa Sangasteshu Bajayate Sangat Sanjayate Kama Kamat Krodho Vijayate Krodhat Bhavati Sammoha Sammohat Smriti Vibrama Smriti Bhanshat Buddhi Nasho Buddhi Nashat Pranashyati. That we have, after many lifetimes, we have come to this spiritual understanding and the spiritual resolve that we want to go ahead with spiritual life and attain Krishna's mercy. But if we meditate on material objects, then they will they will create impressions, vasana, and invoke desires to enjoy them, create attachment. And when that attachment is fulfilled, it will create more attachment. And if that attachment is not fulfilled, it will create anger. In both cases, it will bewilder our memory and it will bewilder our resolve. So Srila Vishwanath Thakur writes, and worst thing is we will lose our taste and inclination, capacity and inclination to relish anything in relationship with devotional service. So therefore, that is the greatest danger of attraction towards sense gratification, or giving our mind to anything else other than Krishna. So therefore, it's extremely important responsibility of every individual practitioner to focus one's mind on the desired object. See, if you remember Vrindavan, your mind will take shape of Vrindavan. If I remember something filthy place or filthy object or filthy activity or whatever personality, it will take the quality and the form of that personality. The mind will, we don't want our precious mind to, like, we don't want the film to be wasted on something ordinary or something abominable. Like, we want some good things to be captured on that film of our, or on a reel of our mind, right? So that's the thing. Like, surround ourselves with the devotees, surround ourselves with positive atmosphere, and make the best use by remembering Krishna's Naam, Roop, Guna, Leela, serving devotees. So that is the first part of the verse. The second part is also very interesting. It says that Avirata Avikala Tuya Guna Kala Kala. So we hear about Krishna, we naturally want to glorify Krishna. Our tongue becomes pure by glorifying Krishna. And the same, and then what we are doing in front of the mirror of our mind, we are allowing Krishna's pastimes, Krishna's name, Krishna's form to appear, and that will be reflected in the heart. If we allow something else, that the mind is compared to a mirror, so it will reflect whatever comes in front. So therefore, avoid. We need to avoid anything that triggers negative emotions, and positively, proactively allow Krishna's name, form, pastimes to appear in our heart. So Avirata Avikala, continuously chanting Krishna's glories, Avikala, without distraction. Tuya Guna Kala Kala, very beautifully, taking pleasure in talking about Krishna. The gopis take pleasure in talking about Krishna. They can stay without Krishna, but they cannot stay without Krishna Katha. So all the time all the time they're talking about Krishna. So just like our Kai Jano Satyara Samaje, Prahlad Maharaj also prays to Lord Narasimhadev that Soham Priyasya Surada Paradevataya Leela Kathastava Nrsimha Virincha Gita Anjastitarmi Anugrunan Gunavipramukto Durganite Padayugalaya Hamsa Sangaha. Padayugalaya Hamsa Sangha, taking in the association of devotees who are like swans, I will sing your glories. Why? Because you are my Priya, my dear. Why will I not sing your glories? Prabhupada mentions in one class that that the impersonal meditation is extremely difficult to perform, but we have a ready example that if you have somebody very dear to you, you can meditate on them, think about them as much as you want, like your spouse or your children or your parents or your friends. You can meditate upon them. So if you make Krishna our friend, our beloved, then how much we can glorify Krishna. And by that, I can very easily become freed from modes of material nature and go beyond the modes, because this Krishna Katha is beyond the modes. And Krishna is also extremely happy. If we hear whatever we hear, we repeat it, the acharyas become happy, Krishna becomes happy. Krishna says, ya idam puramam guhyam mad bhaktesho vidasyati bhaktim mai param krutva mame vaishyati asanshaya. Whatever we hear about Krishna, if we share with other devotees, then Krishna becomes so happy. He says that he will get bhakti, and not only that, he will come to me. Nacha tasmad manusheshu kashin me priyakruttama bhavita nachame tasmad anyah priyataro bhuvi. On the earth, there is nobody else greater than him, who is very dear to me, who is spreading my glories, preaching my glories, and speaking my glories in right association of devotees or innocents, people who want to be devotees. So that is about. So not only we purify our mind, we please Krishna. That's the greater gain by talking Krishna Katha. So that is the crux of today's verse, and hope you liked that presentation. And Krishna willing, we will come up with the next verse. Till then, have a very nice Krishna conscious day. Hare Krishna.